Okay, here I am on the banks of the mighty Fraser River, and it's May 15th, and I'm giving my Oolichan story today. So this is the Fraser River. I used to come to this probably exact point when I was a kid, say from age 12 to 14. And I used to come on my bicycle and bring my dad's big fishing net. And at certain times of the year, every year, there was a week or two where the Oolichan's would run. And you could dip your net in right here and just one scoop and bring out a whole net full of Oolichan's. That was very exciting, very interesting. I didn't think much of it as a kid because I just thought it was normal, natural, and that it was always going to be that way. But now there are apparently no more Oolichan's. I don't know if anyone is able to fish for Oolichan's or if they find any Oolichan's in the rivers here. But at one time it was so thick, they said you could almost walk across it. And that was maybe for a week or two at the most, I would think, when they were running upriver to spawn, and they'd spend the rest of the year in the ocean. And they're small little fish like anchovies or sardines, small, maybe smaller than a herring, but they were very oily, and I loved them when they were fried. They tasted really good, I guess because of all the fat. My mother didn't like them. She said they were too oily, but I've been telling her that the oil was the omega-3, which was the good oil for your heart and your brain and your blood vessels. So the oil was good, omega-3 like sardines, like herring oil, but much more of it. And in fact, so much oil that they were called by the indigenous people around here candlefish. And they also used them for candles, because if you set one upright and lit its tail with a match, it would burn as a candle, and they used them for lighting. The other thing, when you put them on a frying pan, they really sizzle because they're just chock full of omega-3s. So this was when I was a kid, so that was, let's say, 12 years of age, and that would make it the mid-60s when I was down here scooping the net in and looking at the Oolichan's. So that was interesting, and I thought they would last forever, but apparently now there are no more or very few Oolichan's, and why that happened was supposedly all the trawling with the nets that scoops up everything off the bottom and scooped up all the Oolichan's as well. So anyway, they've scooped them all up, depleted them, and now there are no major runs of Oolichan's. So anyway, maybe they'll come back someday. I know fishing is down, salmon are down, so maybe not as many, there's a lot of restrictions on fishing. Maybe someday the Oolichan's will return. Now again, this is the Fraser River, tidal river. The tide makes it go up and down. It's looks high tide right now. When I was out here a few days ago, there was a big muddy beach here, but now it's all covered in water, so we must be at a high tide or near a high tide. And the other big fish in this river is the sturgeon. There's lots of huge sturgeon. They're much bigger than I am, and people used to catch them, and obviously they're used for caviar, but this is one of the big rivers for the sturgeon. But again, they were being depleted as well. They're bottom dwellers, feed off of the bottom on this whole river, and pretty soon they were being depleted. Sorry about the noise, here comes a train. The sturgeons were being depleted, so protection was put into place, and I think at the proper time right now that you cannot catch sturgeon, and to protect them because the numbers were being depleted. So that's at the present time. In the past, people used to catch sturgeons. They were huge, used for caviar. I think people ate them even. Sturgeon steaks were apparently pretty good. I never had one, but I have tasted caviar. Don't know if I like it that much, but because it tastes very fishy to me. Anyway, again, we're on the Fraser River. We're right beside the Highway 1, Canada, Trans-Canada Highway connects here. The sea float plane going over, making that noise. There's a huge freight train going behind me, and that's making a lot of noise, plus all the car traffic, because all the trains, highways, planes follow the mighty Fraser River. So again, signing out from the mighty Fraser River. Hope you enjoyed my Oolichan story, and hopefully someday they will come back so our children can enjoy them as well. Okay, thank you. Over and out.